before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru. Deliver live free sports bets for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern time and later, and deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and its Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us we have Tony Brown from sunny Las Vegas, Millz Young, Wayne Scott, Big Al McMordie. Ron Zawacki will be a late addition on the show as well. Here's how the lineup for this evening. McMordie, Brown, Young, Zawacki, Scott, then I will close this one out. All right. Live card today from Major League Baseball. Got NBA, some meaningful games here on the NBA tonight. Also, lots of action on the ice. 10-game card from NHL. We'll have plenty of picks here from the NHL, so let's get the show underway. Also, UFC 300. Our man Millz is here to help us out with that. But we're going to get the show started with Big Al McMordie. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Action here from the NBA. Meaningful game for the Warriors tonight. Let's bring him in right now. Let's see if we got him set to go here. Big Al McMordie. Big Al, what's going on?
Not much. How are you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing great. Trying to sort out the end of the season here from the NBA as we got, boy, these play-in situations really make it pretty interesting this time of the year. But Warriors and Trailblazers, we see the line here. Warriors 13.5, total 221.5.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed the NBA, they've got a format to end this season. They're playing, everyone plays tomorrow on Friday, then everyone has an off day Saturday, then everyone finishes up on Sunday. So that's, a change from previous years. No one's playing, without rest. But I like the underdog here in the Golden State Portland game. It was 14.5 when I, sent it in earlier. The line's ticked down now to 13.5 or 13. But this is a really good situation to step in and go against Golden State. One factor is that the Warriors have a game tomorrow at home versus New Orleans. Of course, that's going to be a much more difficult game. So I expect Steve Kerr to rest a lot of the starters as this game gets, in the final 6-10 minutes, because they should have a lead, and he's going to want to protect his players, minutes for tomorrow's big game against New Orleans. So, that favors Portland as a huge underdog. The other thing that I like here is that the Warriors already defeated Portland in the last meeting. They won by 20, 126 to 106. And Golden State, they're a poor 26-36 ATS, their revenge-minded foe, including 2-9 ATS their last 11 if they defeated that opponent by 20 or more in the previous meeting. Meanwhile, the Trailblazers are 8-2 ATS at home when playing with revenge from a double-digit loss. So I think the Portland Trailblazers are the right side here, and I'll grab the 13 or 13.5.
All right, Big Al report here on Trailblazers. Why have we seen this number come down a bit? We know now that Draymond Green and Klay Thompson will not play in this game, so the rim protector out of this one for Golden State.
Yeah, they were questionable before, so I didn't see the news. I just, walked into the office about 10 minutes ago. So, looks like they're not playing.
As you said, they're pointing to tomorrow. Right now the ceiling for the Warriors appears to be a 7 seed, right? So that gets them, or 8 seed. It gets them out of that win and go home game. So that seems to be something to play for the Warriors. They avoid the Lakers right in that first game.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a huge win they had, that 14-point win against the Lakers. That set Golden State up pretty well for the for this finishing stretch.
Right, and the Kings can easily collapse and allow the Warriors to jump ahead into that 8 seed where you win and advance instead of needing those 2 games to advance. It's a totally different situation there. And more rest. Big Al here with Trailblazers plus 13. They are 13.5, so great Big Al on the 13.5 tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. NBA on the board tonight, as well as a big card from the NHL. Just a couple left on the card from baseball. As you can see, Big Al having a fantastic 2024, showing great results here on the active sports, NBA, NHL as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I had another nice night in the NBA last night, going 2-1, but I'm going to pass in the NBA today. I've got one hockey play, having a nice hockey season as well. So one hockey play today. I'm watching huge card for the NBA on Friday. Then I'll have some hockey on Saturday and maybe some UFL as well. And folks can just go to Pick Dogs Premium and also the other champion handicappers here on the 2-for-1 handicapper special.
That's right, guys. Big Al McMordie.
I apologize about my dog Walter. He's hungry.
He's hungry, so we're going to roll here in a second. Big Al McMordie, guys, get signed up. You see the great results from Big Al for the year. 2,672 units of profit. Use that promo code PICKIT. Check out Save That. 15% off. Multi-cap promotions up there as well. Long-term passes you can get on board with Big Al there. That 1 month pass will serve you well. Get you a couple rounds of the NBA playoffs as well as all the baseball and spring football. All right, Big Al, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week as well as maybe catch you on the weekend show.
Thanks, Tony. I'll see you on the weekend.
See you on the weekend. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive To. We'll continue here on the show, guys. Let's go back to our chat pick of the day. You guys hit it again. You guys have, since J-Man called out the chat room, we've hit 3 in a row. So it's been great work in the chat room. We're giving you one of the toughest games of the night. This is not covered on the show today. Pelicans at Kings. Very important playoff implications. Teams trying to avoid that play-in round. And Pelicans, Kings are 2 teams on the edge there of the play-in. So if you like the Pelicans +1, it's letter A. Kings -1, letter B. Over 215C, under 215D. Get your picks in, guys, and we will recap at the end of the show. The chat is on a 3-game win streak after being called out by our man J-Man in there. He was like really getting on the chat here. And right now we have 3 right now. The first one in right now, we're showing 3 for the Pelicans, 2 for the Kings. I have a feeling this is going to be close. We do get 1 over the total here for our man Lee. I wouldn't argue that one either. So we'll tab the votes, and we'll get back here with the winner at the end of the show. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. We're going to get some hockey in right now, so let's go ahead and welcome in. Who do we have next? Rod is going to go in after Millz, so we're going to go to Tony Brown over in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. Love this time of the year. Tony Brown shows us the great temps where he's outdoor right by poolside with his picks here on the show. So we'll go poolside in Vegas with our man Tony Brown. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium. Going to some hockey right now. And at nice mid-70s, 80-degree temperature is always nice in Vegas. Tony Brown, what's happening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Poolside perfect picks. It's a perfect tip to get some good money today.
It certainly is a really great afternoon there in Vegas. You love April, May, and then June it starts to get in the triples, right? So we got a couple months where we can enjoy it. We'll enjoy it here. We've got the game here between the Red Wings and Penguins. Playoff implications here. Pens $1.51, total 6.5.
Yeah, this is one that I'm excited to bet on, but I'm more excited to even watch as a fan. I'm definitely going to sit in front of the TV and watch this one from the puck drop to the end. Basically, it's a playoff game before the playoff. The Penguins and the Red Wings, they're tied with points. They're tied with wins in the standings. And basically, this game is going to put someone in and take someone out. You know what I mean? And it should be a pick 'em. I see why Penguins are a heavier favorite at home, but with both of them having the same records and both of them fighting, they're going to leave it all on the ice. So I think the stats really don't matter in this one. I'm banking on the experience. I'm banking on the experience of Sid the Kid. He's already won gold medals with Team Canada, and he's already won multiple Stanley Cups. So, you know what I mean? When it comes down to crunch time, he's already proven he can get it done. And they have more experience between the pipes with Tristan Jarry. So I'll take the experience of the Penguins over the youth of the Red Wings to get it done. And they're on their own home ice. And advance to one more playoffs for one more run at the title for Sid the Kid.
All right, Tony Brown here. Going to be on the Penguins here. -151, -162. Do your line shopping here. Get the best numbers. Of course, there were a lot of early in the season, there was a lot of talk about the Penguins, maybe a team that kept their veterans too long. As we're getting close to the Stanley Cup playoffs, a lot of experts see this as a very wide open cup playoff. Some folks making cases for up to 10 teams to hoist the cup this year. What's your thoughts?
Legit. I mean, I know a lot of people don't watch hockey, so I can put it into more layman's terms with the basketball. The hockey season is just like the NBA season this year, and the Penguins are just like the Warriors. You know what I mean? They have kept their stars too long, but they're stars. What do you do to Steph Curry? You get rid of them? You break up the best backcourt in history? Like Malkin and, you know what I mean, and Sid the Kid, they're a little long in the tooth, but they're literally one game out of the playoffs. Just like the Warriors are fighting for that last play-in spot, but they're not really a playoff team, play-in team. You don't want to see the Warriors with 4 championship rings and 4 Hall of Fame players. Like, it's the same with Pittsburgh. These guys are kind of struggling right now, but there's nobody in hockey that's saying, yeah, I hope we get Pittsburgh in the first round. And then just far as the rest of the league, it's like the Western Conference. From 1 to 8, anybody can beat anybody. You got Denver, the defending champions, fighting for a 3rd spot, and they're a half a game out of a 1 spot. So it's like the NHL's wide open, the MLB's wide open, NBA. It's so much parity in sports now, even in college. Like, And that's something I love. Like back in the day when I was coming up, you just knew Magic Johnson in the Lakers, Michael Jordan in the Bulls. You know what I mean? You knew who was going to win in football. You knew the Buffalo Bills would make it, but they wouldn't win, and things of that nature. Now, every year, you don't know. Making futures bets is really a gamble.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It is, especially in college now, where you got all these transfer portal situations, coaching changes, and all that. So it's people put up futures on. They're looking the other way. It's just a weird, different. It's a different landscape up there. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just different. Players have their freedom to move around, and I'm okay with it. I'm not going to sit and complain about it.
I love it. I love it. I think college players were. They were the worst represented group of all athletes. You know what I mean? Like I used to play those NCAA video games. They sold by the chameleons. You know what I mean? I used to watch the games at USC with 100,000 people in the stands and the jerseys and the parking, and these kids get nothing. They go get a tattoo, they get suspended. They go get this. So now they got the freedom to play. These coaches don't want to play them. They don't feel like they're getting their respect. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? And I absolutely love it.
If a local car dealership thinks he can sell more cars, if he can get a college star to represent him, I'm all for it, man. What's wrong with that, right? It's business.
What's wrong with that? And that's why I said price is what you pay, value is what you get. Like I'm a valuable person. Whatever someone wants to pay me, that's just the price. But my value is in who I am, and like you shouldn't be able to control that as the NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, and then they go to Congress and all this stuff. Hey, listen, man, you get what you negotiate. This is their ability to go out there and market themselves. Also too, when guys go to college, maybe they'll stay longer. Maybe they'll take business degrees. Maybe they'll learn marketing. Maybe they'll learn. Hey, listen, man, it may help you. It may help you further your earnings if you learn a little bit more about business. So I'm all for it, man. As they should. All right, Tony Brown here, Penguins. Laying here the odds here 151, 62. Guys, do your line shopping. There's many books out there, so you guys go out there and shop and get the best numbers. And this one tonight at 7 Eastern time, as it's a big 10-game card from the NHL. So let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim. Tony Brown, as you know, it's a 10-game card. NHL is getting a lot of attention tonight because there's 10 games there. We know there's going to be 5 games from the NBA. There's still a couple to go here from Major League Baseball. Pretty good Orioles, Red Sox also up on the board later tonight in primetime from baseball. That'll be the featured game. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Prim? Is Tony Brown having off to a really good start in baseball?
Yeah, I have picks up in all the leagues, MLB, NHL, NBA. You know what I mean? They're all in play, so we were all over them. But my main package today is the triple play. You get my NBA top play, my NHL top play, and my MLB top play. That's the best play on the board from all 3 leagues, but you get it on one pass for one low price. It's only $35 for all 3 picks. So, I mean, if you're serious about making some money, you can't afford not to grab that. That's $12 a pick, and you get everything I got. They're all 10-star rated, and we're trying to bang the bookie 3 times over today.
That's right. Banging the bookie is the name of the game here. Tony Brown having a great baseball year. As you can see here, 502 units of profit. No better time to get on board with Tony Brown's long-term passes, as he mentioned. Of course, Tony Brown, we're in this here. You're in Vegas. You handicap every day. All the sports combined, that VIP 1-year all sports pass, really good value out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the NHL playoffs are just a few days away, so you have to buy an NHL pass or pay for those picks individually. You'd have to do the same for the NBA and the NBA playoffs. Then you have an entire summer of baseball. As soon as that's over, you have to buy the football pass. If you're going to play all year, if you're going to make money all year, you need to stay all year. And you can do that with my VIP pass. You get every single pick I release from every sport. There's no upselling. You get playoff picks, championship picks included. Every single pick I release from every single sport for a full 365 days of play. And it's only for one low price. You pay once and get everything for the year.
Yeah, if you're thinking about NFL, Tony Brown come up a monster NFL season as well, over 2,000 units of profit, so that 1-year all sports pass will serve you well. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout, save you that 15%, nearly $300 off that 1-year all sports pass. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having you show. Enjoy the weather in Vegas here, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Right, you'll see me out here all spring, but in the summer I'm going back in the house or back to the casino.
I guess we'll get some of those shots. Remember when they used to come over to you back when you were in the casino? They forced you to put the mask on. We're doing the same with the security.
Right, they standing over my shoulder like bodyguards. I'm trying to make the video, and we all masking up and stuff. But I mean, that was the pandemic. We had to get it done. We got it done.
Got it done. Tony Brown got it. He'll find a way. All right, Tony Brown, enjoy the day, and we'll catch up with you again on next week.
All right, always appreciate being here, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on our coverage, guys, here on the show. Let's update the chat pick of the day. You guys are really active on this one today. It's a competitive game here. Our chat's on a hot streak, winning 3 in a row. Our man J-Man in there was calling you guys out. You guys have come through with 3 straight winners. Chat pick of the day, Pelicans and Kings. If you like the Pelicans, +1 is letter A. Kings -1, letter B. Over 215C, under 215D. Right now, it's 5-3. Pelicans ahead of this chat pick of the day. We do have 2 on the over, 1 on the under. So keep those votes coming in. We're getting 2 A's right off the bat here. Wow. So we're up to 8. We're up to 9 right now here on the chat pick of the day here. So right now we're starting to see the Pelicans starting to expand their lead here. Another one, doubles coming in. So 10 now on 7. So this one here has been strong here. Also, Millz coming in with Keegan Murray over 16 in the Kings Pelicans. We did get one here for the Kings here, so still another one for the Kings, but man, it's been a lot of Pelicans early on here, 10-5 right now, and we got another one in here for the Pelicans. So Pelicans 11, the Kings 5. We'll keep shots on this pick. Remember, the chat pick of the day has been on a tear here, won every game this week. So let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we are going to bring in Millz. So we'll find Millz. Oh, of course, we're going to get some UFC 300. The biggest card in UFC history is UFC 300, and we got Millz here to give us a pick on one of the games. We may do a bit of a rundown on the pay-per-view as well. Bring Millz in right now. Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. It's the one everyone's been talking about. Of course, we just came off the WrestleMania. Of course, the company now comes in with the biggest UFC card in the history of the sport. UFC 300 from Las Vegas, Nevada. The pick you're looking here is Holman Harrison.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a great fight right here. You got one of the most accredited free agents signing to the promotion, and that's in Kayla Harrison. They finally got her, folks. For the people that's not familiar with her, she's been competing in the PFL organization for the last 3 seasons. I think she won the belt at least 2 times, and when you win the belt in those tournaments, you win $1 million each time. I want to say she even might have won it 3 times down there. But this is the thing with her. She didn't compete in the last tournament for the PFL. Had a lot of people just wondering what was going on. She signed with them, but still didn't even get to compete. And out of nowhere, the UFC comes in and says, hey, come on over here. You know, so with all the new endeavors that's going on with PFL, getting new additions from Bellator. So now UFC finally got her, man. And the question is, did they get her too late? You know, because you don't really got nobody in the division that she can really put up an all-star fight against. Amanda Nunes is gone. The closest one to her with the name is Holly Holm. And guess what, folks? I think Holly Holmes is going to be going home after this, man. I like Kayla Harrison to win by the win inside the distance. It's a +115. She's usually like a -160, -220 to win inside the distance. Out of her 16 wins, she has 6 wins by KO, 6 wins by submission. But she's a judo specialist, Olympic gold medalist at that, 2-time. If she gets you on the ground, point blank period, you're not getting up. She used to fight at 155, cutting all the way down to 135. Holly Holmes' deficiency, she can't stop takedowns. And if she gets taken down to the ground, she's usually not getting up. She got subbed 1 time against Miesha Tate. And I think Holly Holmes is going to be able to do the same thing in there. I'm taking Holly Holm to win inside the distance. She's a -450 favorite. This is how you cut it up and get a nice little plus money price tag.
You said Harrison, right? Harrison to win inside distance. Kayla, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah,
oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. I was basically home in our mind because she's been around a long time, a really long time. I still remember that fight when she knocked out that wrestler. Her name escapes me right now. Man, there's so much going on right now. But what was it? Ronda Rousey, right?
Ronda Rousey.
That seems like it was 15 years ago.
It actually do. And the sad part about it, that's her path to victory in this one. You know, like she put out a big upset. Holly Holm did. Always like to give the opponent a way to path how they can win the fight too, and that's her path, man. She can use that head kick and catch Kayla Harrison, who's not that well rounded on the feet, to where if Kayla Harrison tries to stand up here and strike with Holly Holm, man, it could be a long night for Kayla Harrison. But yeah, Holly Holm, she goes by the name of the preacher daughter. I mean, she done fought everybody. She's 40 years old right now. Yeah. But this is the thing. She's not able to pull the trigger no more. She's kind of just going through the motions. You know, she's not actually going out there trying to win, believing that she can win, and trying to get that next belt or anything. So the writing's on the wall, and this is one of those cards to where they got a lot of stars on it, and Kayla Harrison is one of the stars. And She's on the prelims. She's never ever fought on like a prelim. She's usually like a main event, co-main event or something. And that's how stacked this UFC card is, to where they're putting these two women on the prelims. But I think the way to go is Kayla Harrison inside the distance in this one.
But you can watch this one for free on ESPN, so that's a plus for these fighters. We'll move forward here and look at the next one here. Yusuf and Lopes here. We see this the ESPN card, $1.41 Lopes, total 2.5.
Yeah, man, styles make fights in this one. You know, you got a jiu-jitsu grappler and Diego Lopes who's going to look to pull guard, try to get you down to the ground, submit you. If it stays on the feet, Yusuf, he's the top-tier striker. He can mix in the takedowns. He has good cardio. He has power in his punch. I like the dog in this one. I think Sadiq Yusuf gets it done in here.
All right, continuing here on this card here, Qatar and Sterling here, the ESPN prelims, $1.71 Sterling, total 2.5.
Yeah, man. Aljamain Sterling stepping up to this weight class, former bantamweight champion. He was putting on a clinic, beating everybody in his weight class. Took that first loss to Sean O'Malley. Now he's moving up weight classes, so his friend Marab could get the title shot here. But this is the thing: he's taking on a top-tier boxer in here, and if he's not able to get him down to the ground, it's going to be a little bit of struggle with him in there. I got some people betting on the dog in here, but me, I got to go with what's been good and what I know what's been working, and that's Aljamain Sterling. He's stepping up to a different weight class. He should be able to get the takedowns in there. When he gets the takedowns in there, he's on your back like a JanSport backpack, and you're not getting up. So I think Aljamain Sterling gets it done in here. I think he wins by submission in the third round, or else he just wins in the decision.
All right, continue here on the ESPN card here. Prochaska and Rakic. We see Rakic here, $1.09. Competitive fight, total 2.5.
Man, it's gonna be a good one right here, man. This should actually be on like a main card, being the main event on here. But it's not. It's on the prelim. You got Jerry Prochaska, former title holder, taking on Alexander Rakic, who's had a layoff because he had an injury. I like Rakic in this fight. I'm 100% biased with that though. His fight IQ, I give him a B. Fight resume, I give him a C. Striking, he's top tier, I give him a B. Finishability, that's what he struggles in, C+. But Yuri Prochaska, he's out there to get hit. He keeps his hands real low in a lot of fights. Only got 4 fights in the UFC. I like Alexander Rakic on the money line.
There you go. Now we head to pay-per-view here. Nicole and Brundage. This is a huge favorite for Brundage. $10 favorite here, total about 1.5.
Now look and listen, man. So when it comes to betting on UFC, sometimes you just got to take a blind shot on the dog, man. Cody Brundage right now is getting undervalued. Bo Nickel, a guy who has about 2 or 3 fights in the UFC, accredited wrestler. He's never been hit in the UFC. He's been finishing the opponents real quick in the first round, but he hasn't even got punched back and to see how it is to take a hit. And Cody Brundage is a first-round fighter that goes out there and lays it all out there. So look and listen. You never bet somebody that's more than your damn house rent at all. And even if you're going to take Bo Nickel to win in round 1, you're still laying chalk. You're laying like minus 240 on here. That would be your guys' best way if you guys want to bet on Bo Nickel. You just bet him to win in the first round. But it's an MMA, and you never know how it go, man. So go ahead and put a little sprinkle on Cody Brundage. Sprinkle some Skittles and try to get back some M&Ms.
There you go. Pereira and Hill, competitive odds here, $1.27 Pereira, total 1.5.
Yeah, man. Jamal Hill, 12-1 in the UFC. He had to give up the belt. He was the former title champion right now. He had to give up the belt because he's torn his Achilles in a basketball game. This is going to be his first fight back. Alex Pereira, former middleweight champion who beat Israel Adesanya. Now he moved up to the light heavyweight division. In there, he's 2-0. He doesn't look the same, man. That power is not looking like it's translating over in the light heavyweight division in there. I like Jamal Hill. He has 1 loss, and that came from a fight where he actually got his arm hurt and then got broken, a random injury, and still trying to fight through it. I think Jamal Hill is as advertised on here. Nice little dog spot. I got him at plus 115.
Continue on the pay-per-view card here. Sarakyan and Oliveira. We sell Sarakyan here, 218, total 1.5.
All right, so for the people that know, I'm a big Sarukian fan in here. Okay, he's one of the guys I've been betting on and making money for a long time. Him, Islam Makhachev, Marabdi Vishali, they've been as advertised. You can't really go against him. You know what you're gonna get with that price tag. He's usually at a way higher price than this. The reason why it's so low is because the guy on the other side, Charles Oliveira, is as advertised, folks. I mean, fight resume A plus, finish ability A plus. I mean, the guy was on like a 12-fight win streak before he took the loss. He has like, I want to say like 29 finishes in the UFC. It's one of those things to where, as a bettor, I like to tell people where the dogs are live, and I think this dog is live on here. So if anybody got Charles Oliveira money on him, I'm not mad at it. I just got to go with the pick on what's been making money for me. I think Arman Sarukian should be able to get the job done. Finish him in round 2.
All right, continue here on this rundown from the pay-per-view card. Holloway and Gache, $1.56 total, 4.5.
Yeah, man. Two of these fighters, similar style. Striker versus striker. You're getting violence in this one. You got Justin Gaethje, one of the most explosive leg kickers, taking on Max Bless Holloway for the BMF title, okay? The bad mother title. That's what they're doing in this one. 5-round fight in here. I think the odds are in favor for Justin Gaethje to win by decision. That's what they're predicting. But I actually think that Max Holloway's a live dog in this spot. The thing is this. A live dog always has a chance against Justin Gaethje because Justin Gaethje is going to give you a war. He's going to give you a brawl, and that chin's been tested. Holloway, he's never really been knocked out, like, ever. So I think Max Holloway could get that one done.
All right, continue on here. Zhang is Zhang on here. Zhang here, 478 total, sits 3.5.
Yeah, man, this one's China versus China. You got a good matchup in this one right here. But to be honest, that minus 478 price tag is not warranted. I think it should be a little bit lower, like a minus 3-1 favorite in here. With that being said, I'm taking a little bit of shot on the dog, okay? The reason why is because I didn't see Zhang Wei Li lose 2 times to Thug Rose. And in those fights, I thought she was going to win. So I haven't been the best on predicting her fights. But Yang Jinan, I was betting her before she came up, and took those 2 losses back-to-back. I know what I'm going to get with her. She has power out there, and I think she might just catch her. So when I say this, I'm doing it based on the odds. If the odds was low, then I'm on case for Zhang. But I think the odds is off in there. I'm going to take a shot with the dog.
Now with the dog there, and we got you through the pay-per-view card here with Millz. All right, Millz, everybody know we got your content over at Pick Dogs, as well as lots of prop shop, as well as your UFC MMA rundown.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and check out the UFC Bet With Me series right after you guys are done watching this series. I went over all 13 fights on there. I'll give you guys my best bet right now just because, you guys stayed here and watched the whole show. My best bet is Jalen Turner wins inside the distance. All of his fights that he won inside the distance. He's a minus 230 on the books right now. I think you get him inside the distance at like a minus 155 out there. Shop around for the best line. But yeah, he's taking on an opponent who can't get hit and who can't take damage. So after you're done watching that, head on over and watch the prop shop too. We go over all the daily player props going from baseball, basketball to hockey, and showing you what percentages they're hitting using the sports chat place betting tools. That's where you guys can check my content at daily.
That's right, guys. Check out Millz. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications when Millz drops the prop shop and his UFC rundown and MMA, because he does cover other leagues as well. Very much active. You get those videos right away. All right, Millz, have a great night. Enjoy UFC 300. I know you're going up to Vegas for it. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, man. See you guys next week. You guys have a great night.
You might see Millz in Vegas. Say hi to him if you do. Millz here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on our drive-thru, guys. Let's go ahead and continue here with the chat pick of the day as we're ready to update this. Whoop, actually, we got to move it one more here. We got to fix the chat pick. Here we go. Chat pick of the day. Right now, it's been all one side. Pelicans of 15, 6 on the Kings side. The chat's hot. 3 straight wins here to start the week. So if you like the Pelicans +1, type A in the chat. If you like the Kings -1, type B. If you like over 215, type C. Under 215, type D. That is the chat pick of the day. And right now it is all Pelicans, 15, 6 for the Kings. So that's the up-to-date numbers. Also 2 on the over, 1 on the under. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we go to Rod Zawacki. Addition here to the show for today. He's usually off on Thursday. He came in. Why not? We're hitting the nitty gritty here in the NHL, hitting near the end of the season. A lot of drama with teams trying to find their way into the postseason. We'll bring Rod back in right now. Rod, what's happening? Well, Rod was supposed to sign in after Millz signed out, so we'll see what the word there is with Rod. We were expecting him to sign in, but maybe he'll sign in a little later. I know, let's see, anything here from Rod coming in? Let's see. Still no sign in from. All right, so we're going to wait and continue on and move in with the Wayne. Wayne Scott's waiting, so we got an NBA rundown with Wayne. So catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Still no sign in there from Rod. So Wacky wanted to kind of go after Millz, but we'll go bring in Wayne, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Wayne in right now. Also covers boxing here for the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. So let's see here. We'll bring him in here. Wayne, ready to roll with Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? I wanted to start by saying that was a great segment by Millz. I really appreciate him for that rundown. A lot of informative information. Seemed like some solid bets. I'm going to go hop on after this show, rewatch it, and pick my spots with him.
Yeah, Millz really knows the UFC, knows MMA. He's also works in the media over there covering the fighters, so he has a very, very good, insight in all this UFC coverage. Tonight we go to the NBA here as the Rockets are on the road to face the Jazz. The Rockets road favors 10.5, total 226.5.
Yeah, this Rockets team is going for the clean sweep that won the last three against the Jazz, and but they've only covered one of those out of the three. Rockets have been playing decent as of lately, but this is a Rockets team that only has 12 road wins on the season. I cannot lay this points with them despite them playing halfway decent as of recently. They just beat the Magic, but before that, they're coming off a 5-game road stretch where they've lost 5 games straight. Against good teams, but even then, they just eliminated themselves out of the playoffs, lost some tough games. Going against a Jazz team that's been a top 10 home underdog team all season, Jazz team that's 50% straight up at home. I'm not laying 10 or 11 points with Houston in this spot. Houston also has been struggling defensively in their last 5, and when you narrow down even more to the last 3, they are the worst defensive team, and I know they're known for a defensive team. Location is a key with this game for me. That's where I feel like the biggest edge is. Jazz don't play good defense, but guess where they do play defense? At home. Not the best scoring team, but guess where they score their most points? They go up in by about 5 points when they play at home. Rockets, on the other side of that, it's the opposite from them on the road. Solid defensive team. Guess where they don't play defense? Of course, on the road where they can't get many wins. And when it comes to their offense, they actually struggle offensively at home and on the road, but they struggle even more on the road here. I'm going to take the Jazz with these 11 points. Jazz almost won this game outright last time they played. They are missing 2 or 3 players that contributed in that, but the guys that have been playing a lot recently. Some of these names, Hendricks and
Sensabaugh.
my guy from Ohio, Sensabaugh, yeah, my guy from Ohio State, isn't it? Yeah, these guys have gotten plenty of minutes lately, and they've been stepping up. Keontae George has been balling in these spots, so I don't think they win this game, but I do think they cover. I'm going to ride with the numbers and how Jazz have played all season at home and take the Jazz plus 11 here.
Yeah, and you've got Johnny Juzang there, the guard, the very popular guy there out of college, and someone who's decided to come up from off the injury report is year 7. We've seen this guy in the injury report for years, year 7 all the time, but he's playing now. He's playing. Yeah, the Jazz here. Keep an eye on some of these home teams. Some of these teams make their final home game. You got to keep an eye. Sometimes they show up for those final home games, fan appreciation games, stuff like that. I'm just trying to see here if Utah falls in that situation because I got burned by that on one. I forgot what game I was on where that team was. It was their last home game of the year, and I think this might
probably Houston Magic.
That might have been the one I got burned on. That was the one I got burned on because it was Houston's last home game. And because Houston closes on the road. Utah, this will be Utah's home. This will be the end of it. Yeah, Utah will go on the road with the Clippers and goes. So this is Utah's last home game. So this is their fan appreciation day. You know, when the coach goes on the microphone, I'd like to thank all the coaches, even though we were tanking. I like you guys were still showing up and clapping on cue. You didn't need a cue card to clap. I appreciate that kind of stuff. And again, that may be a little edge there. I know I got, like you said, that Magic Houston game, I got burned on that because it was their last home game. So I'm just wondering if it may apply in this spot. It is a good home base. They got a good fan base there in Jazz. Jazz usually on a team that tanks because they have a pretty good home crowd. And it's a pretty good sports city. There's even talk the Coyotes might move to Utah and play their hockey there. So that does, and there's been some talk about Salt Lake getting a Major League Baseball team. So that's a pretty good fan base there. You don't want to screw it up by tanking there. And the one thing the Rockets, the one thing they can do, and I don't know what you think of Phil about this, is they can, if they finish out and win every game, they can finish with their winning record at 42-40. I don't know. I don't know if that's motivation enough for them to really show up. I mean, that's a big number to cover, but I'm just trying to see what motivation Houston has, knowing they got 3 straight on the road.
Yeah, Tony, I seen that the Rockets in a while can finish above 500. As you said, I do think they finish strong, but I don't know how much motivation they put in there as far as just coming out here and covering the number and playing outstanding. They can come out here and win, make sure they get the win, but covering 11 points on the road is tough. Definitely against, as you pointed out, Jazz last home game. I'm already expecting them, without even knowing that, I expected the Jazz compete. I like the way they looked against Denver last game. Missing all the guys that they're missing tonight, going against the champs in a situation where the champs played most of their guys that competed. Yeah, it's just a tough spot for the Rockets right now, and I think we're just getting a bundle of points with a Jazz team that's proven they can cover at home all season.
Yeah, it's embarrassing for the coach to have to pick up the microphone and thank the fans for showing up when you just got pounded. I mean, it's a kind of it's embarrassing. So that's something always the case. You know, they take. I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but they do take the microphone at the end of the game on the last home game and thank the fans. Like you don't want these guys booing at you when you're thanking them. So that's something to keep an eye on, and that might be on the coach's mind at the end of the game, knowing that he has to pick up that microphone after the game and thank everybody for showing up for a sorry season. But that's just something to think about. It's kind of crazy there, but that may play into it. Of course, Rockets got to finish on the road to close the season, and that's always tough for a team going nowhere to finish on the road. That this is a road trip that no one's going to be excited about. To guarantee that. I don't know. That's if they're at home if they're at home trying to get a winning record, that's a situation. But now you're going to 3 different cities here to close out a non-playoff season. It may be a different case here in this spot. So something to think about if you're just trying to search for motivation. Keep an eye there. All right, let's do a rundown here with Wayne here, like as we do here in the NBA for the games not covered here on the show. This is the closer out. Let's start this one here. Bulls and Pistons. We've seen the Bulls move up to 11 in this one, total 219.5. Well, a Bulls win or Atlanta loss, and the Bulls have home court in that 9-10 game because the Bulls have the tiebreaker on the Hawks. The Bulls have the Washington Wizards tomorrow. They have winnable games, so it looks like they may be moving. If they win this game, they will host the 9-10 game. Bulls 11, total 219.5.
Definitely always hold my nose when I got to lay this type of number with the Bulls. You never really know what you're getting with the Bulls. I liked it a lot better at 9, but no Cade Cunningham was announced, so I'm going to assume that the line moved 2 points here. But Bulls got all the motivation to win this game and win this game in fashion. I would like this spread again a little more if they were at home. But I like the fact that I see Javion Carter in the starting lineup. This is not only a solid defender, but a 3-point specialist. He can get cooking and get hot. Bulls need to come in to the play-in if they want any chance in good form. So I imagine they come out here and not only get this win, but work to cover it against a bad team in the Pistons.
And a win here,
Bulls.
A win here means that Friday and Sunday means nothing. I know that helps the Hawks too because that'll mean nothing also for the Hawks. But it matters because then they got to play 2 games next week. Then if they win, they get into the playoff round. So it's important to get the rest. If the Bulls win it here, they have a lot of rest until the play-in game. And I know Atlanta has the rest too, because that means Atlanta has nothing to play for. But at least you get the rest, and that's good to have in case you win 2 in a row and get in the playoffs. That will help you with this rest spot. So this is opportunity for this 9 team to get rest if they win tonight. All right, let's continue here on the rundown here with Wayne. Wasn't covered games not covered on this. So this one will be covered a little later. Rockets and Jazz has been covered. Warriors and Trailblazers was covered. Pelicans and Kings. This is the chat pick of the day. It's been one-sided though, but this is a big game here, right? Teams trying to avoid that play-in round. Pelicans are dogs. Their Kings 1.5 now. Total 215.
Yeah, this is one of the toughest games on the board. Kings, man, they're just hard to look their way without my guy coming off the bench, Monk, man. They compete starter for starter. I like the Kings here. Pelicans do have the better team. They have the advantage in the paint. They're a little bit better defensive team. Tony has preached to you guys all year about how the Kings play defense at home, but they can score. So Kings is always a dangerous team. But I like the form that the Pelicans been in recently. I like the way they've been playing defense, and I like the way their three-point shooters are starting to get real active. I'm going to side with the dog in this one and go with the Pelicans.
All right, side there with the Pelicans here in this one. Siding with the chat pick. It's been actually one way on the chat right now. 17 on the Pelicans, 7 on the Kings side, and the chat has been hot here for the last 3 days coming into this one. So we got this covered here in this spot. In the NBA, we got through all the 5 games here on our rundown, and of course we will have coverage here in the Knicks and Celtics momentarily. And of course, a commenter from Doubles out of Chicago saying that he does not like the distraction of the Bulls coach possibly leaving for college. So there's always a possibility when a former college coach is with the NBA and of course, performing this poorly.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that. Anytime you got news that your head coach going somewhere, that's a huge distraction.
Yeah, that Kentucky job is out there. Everyone's passing it up. Everyone's passing it up. But maybe the NBA, if you're not doing well in the NBA, maybe it's time to move on. All right, so we got Wayne here's picks for the show. Jazz 11 against the Rockets tonight. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for tonight's action. Of course, NBA 5-pack, lots of action on the ice. Still one more here. Orioles and Red Sox getting ready to start pretty soon. Wayne having a great year in baseball, as you can see. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Just have no 3-pack today. Just 2 plays in the NBA. My best bet in the NBA for you, and extra NBA pick for my long-term folks. And my best bet in baseball just went off, so you won't be able to pick that up. But as far as on the site right now, in live form, you can go get my NBA best bet of the day. Looking forward to cashing that one. Hasn't been the hottest NBA week, been up and down, but definitely loving this play for the day. 3 day, 7 day, 30 day. I'm always gonna preach for that. That's the long-term plan you can get. You can get all my picks. You can get them early, and you can get ready for these huge cards coming up. We got a huge baseball card coming up tomorrow. I'm locked and loaded, already getting on there, as Tony mentioned. Hot right now in baseball, hot with my plays of the day, and just hot in general. I'm looking to keep it that way. So you can get my long-term plan. We can get ready for this baseball card this week.
That's right, guys. Got Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results in baseball. The long-term pass will serve you well. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having a show. 10-year success. We'll catch up with you next week. But let everybody know we can catch your boxing series here at Pick Dogs.
Yes, sir. This Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight April 20th coming up. Also, Canelo fighting May 1st against Jamie Munguia. Fire fight Lomachenko and Kambosos. Fire fight odds coming out on that. The heavyweight May 18th. For all the titles, Usyk versus Tyson Fury, even money fight. I love my even money fight. Another even money fight, this June 1st that a lot of people are not talking about, and I'm going to be breaking down and giving to you is Better Be Bivol. That's probably one of my favorite fights of the year. I'm ecstatic that one's being made, so I look forward to breaking that down for you guys and giving you guys the best bets on all these fights in video form. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and be ready for them.
That's right, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications so when Wayne drops those boxing video picks, you get them right away. All right, Wayne, have a great week. We'll catch up with you again next week, and I know you pop into the weekend shows as well.
Yes, sir. I'll definitely be here on this Sunday. Not sure about Saturday yet, but I'll definitely be on there Sunday. Appreciate you for having me. As always, Tony Team, good luck with all your best today, Peak Dog family.
You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show. Ron will be here momentarily. Chat pick of the day. We're going to it is a one-way show here. 17 here on the Pelicans, 7 here on the Kings. It's been one-way action here. 3 on the over, 1 on the under. Still time to get your vote in on the chat pick of the day. The chat's been hot. 3 straight winners this week. If you like the Pelicans, A, +1 is A. Kings, -1 is letter B. Over 215C, under 215D. We'll wrap this up when we get through Rod's segment. All right, let's continue here. If you've already voted, then put in your show pick of the day. If you've already voted on the chat pick of the day, let's continue here on the drive-through. Up next, Rod Zawacki, NHL coverage from Rod on this big 10-game card. Looking for volume? Well, the NHL is where you go with this 10-game card. So we'll bring in Rod Zawacki in right now. Of course, I know the more volume, the more edge there is for players. Right, Rod?
Definitely more edge for us to find some more money. Even on the small card, I always find some money and some edges in hockey. I hope you tuned in yesterday because the Blues were a nice winner for us yesterday. And then that Ekholm with a nice goal for plus 850 there yesterday. He ripped one in. Let's get some more today.
Absolutely. All right.
Definitely love the NHL, Tony. You know me, and I'm heating up, getting into the playoffs.
Getting ready.
Heating up.
Getting ready for the postseason.
Definitely over the last month in hockey.
Yep.
Heating up.
Rod's heating up on the ice right now.
It's like Christmas.
Absolutely. It's getting ready here. We still have a week to go here until the end of the regular season, and we're getting ready. No, they don't need the playing round in hockey. This is like a playing round right now, right? We're living the playing round right now, right, Ron?
Living the play-in round, yeah. Right now, that's exactly what's going on in the NHL between these teams that are trying to get their way into the playoffs, including the Capitals, who are trying to play their way in.
We're hitting it with you now. Before we get to the coverage on this game, Rod, let everybody know what's going over at Pick Dog Supreme. Great results over the last 7 days. Have been red hot.
Yeah, over at Pick Dog Supreme tonight, definitely red hot. I got my NHL hat trick going, 12-6 on the ice over the last week. Crushed it yesterday with my lone play with the Oilers. Definitely the Oilers look real good, even without McDavid. See? Well, this is a little deep in depth this season, so watch out for them. Vegas, still overrated. Anyway, I got an NHL hat trick going that includes my 10-star play of the day. And in that one, you look 16-4 the last 20 on my 10-star play of the day. So you can scoop that up singly or it's included in the NHL hat trick. Join me for the week. We still got lots of sports action at MLB. We got lots of NHL this week, as Tony says. Playoff action coming down to who's playoff seeding. Big who's going to make it in the East. There's like 4 teams that are within 2 points, including the one coming up here with Washington. But definitely jump on your board, use that promo code PICK at checkout, and let's continue to crush the books and make some more money.
That's right, guys. Make more money with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dog Supreme. You see great results the last 7 days. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off as we look at this game. I will say this, Rod. I know why it was so motivating for the Oilers to beat the Vegas Golden Knights, because they want to face the Kings in the first round because they own the Kings in the playoffs.
They do, right? But also, if the Oilers win out, guess what? They win the Pacific, and they can avoid the Kings, Vegas. They'll most likely be playing the Nashville Predators in round 1, which will be having the nice home ice advantage. And then round 2 will come up, and then you'll probably have to face one of those teams. But if you win the Pacific, you'll also get some more home ice advantage in the second round. And the Oilers are 27-8 at home this season. So where do you want to play your games? At home. And if you can do it without McDavid, rest him up. Rest him up. I don't even think he plays Friday, man. I think he's resting up on Friday against Arizona. We don't need him. Look what we did against Vegas.
Canucks pissed away a point yesterday, man. That was embarrassing, didn't it?
I I was hoping they weren't even going to get to the overtime.
I know.
'Cause in the video, I called a 3-2 Arizona win in that one yesterday, and the Canucks got one late to tie it up, but they still lost in overtime.
Ugh, that's right. That's right. How do you lose in overtime to Arizona at home? At home, the way that the crowd wasn't so responsive in that game. I noticed there wasn't a whole lot of response. It didn't look loud as usual. Like you said, they're kind of it's kind of one of those fan bases, a little finicky.
Oh, hey! Don't get the Vancouver fans. Shh.
Okay, keep it quiet. Don't get them riled up too much, right?
They like to riot. Remember 2000?
I know that.
2010.
I know
and
that.
when they lost. Woo-hoo.
Yep.
There was
They got a little LA. They got a little LA in them. All right, here we go. Capitals and Sabres going. The LA Hollywood of Canada. Sabres and Capitals tonight. Sabres favorite? Yeah, they are. $1.39 total 6.
Yeah, Sabres are favored because the Capitals on the road haven't played their best hockey, but they also the books are saying, hey, Sabres are going to come up and kick the Capitals' butt. Well, I don't think so. Not in this one here. Capitals, remember, they got beat down by the Sabres earlier, 6-2 in that one. And it started, Kemper got the start in that game. He made 4 saves. He got hurt. And then Lindgren, who wasn't expected to start that game, got thrown in, and he was definitely not on his game. And the Capitals lost that one. But here in this one, we go right back to it. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen getting the start for the Sabres. And he's been solid down the stretch. Buffalo trying to play spoilers here. Capitals need these wins. Stay in the playoffs, and got to go with Washington here in this one. I think Lindgren, who gets the start in this one, will be ready to go, and so is Alexander Ovechkin, who's just heating up, been ripping it in. He's like all of a sudden knocked 15 years off of him, and he's feeling the playoff run, feeling excited. Capitals get the win over the Sabres in this one.
All right, Rod says here, take the Capitals, who are still fighting for that for a berth here. The very important game here. Sabres out of it, though. But very rarely do we say it this late in the season, Sabres out of it. This team's usually out of it before we change the clocks.
This is the farthest we made it. They made it in the last couple of weeks of the season, and I figured actually the Sabres, this was going to be a season they actually made the playoffs, but some injuries came in. They found some goalies, but I think they found their goalie in Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I think he's earned the number 1 spot. Watch out for the Sabres next season, because the way they finished heading into it, or to finish off the season, they need to start the season with that, stay healthy, add a couple pieces. The Sabres team's a couple seasons away from being definitely very competitive.
Tortorella's future here with the Flyers, although no one expected this, but expectations changed right away. Hey, well, this is a playoff team, and then of course the big choke down the stretch. How do you see Tortorella surviving this? Obviously, there wasn't a lot of expectation coming into the season, though.
No, they weren't expected to even make it where they have now. And look, if you look, the Rangers kind of really don't care about this game at all. They've got Jonathan Quick going in the net tonight for the Rangers, so. I know in the video, I figured I picked a beat down, but I figured that Shesterkin would be in there and that Ranger would be still a little bit competitive, but I don't think so. I think they looked like they were resting. Might be tanking, might give the Flyers an edge to scoop a win. Flyers might not be dead yet.
Yeah, not dead yet. Let's see if they can make a resurgence.
Torts they could make it survive. He wins this one, he's not quite dead, but if the Flyers do not make the playoffs, which is pretty close, I think he's gone. And then that would be I don't think many of the old coach dinosaurs left.
Wow, yeah. The thing is, there wasn't a lot of expectation, and that was a big question mark, because then the fans feel, oh, this is a playoff team. I don't care about them coming into the season who we were, but it's tough to excuse what's happened down the stretch, man. Even though there was the very low expectations coming in, but here, Ron, tonight, Capitals. Any bonus?
Bonus. You know what? There's one bonus that I can't overlook it. You look, I figured Tampa Bay, the way they're sitting there locked in. Matt Tompkins going to get the start for Tampa Bay here tonight. He's 2-2 with a .356 goals against. That's almost 4 goals. You look at this Tampa Bay Lightning team. As I said, they've got nothing to play for. They're locked into that wild card position. They're going to be playing somebody. They've already clinched the playoff spot. I think they rest some guys. The only thing that people are questioning is whether Kucherov's going to go all guns ablazing to try to win the Art Ross, if that's what he's going for. But he can still play and still score even with that guy. But I don't think so. I like the way Ottawa's looking on the stretch. I think the Ottawa Senators in that one, big plus price to beat Tampa Bay. Everybody's thinking Tampa Bay is going to be all in there, and they're looking like they're resting it up for a big playoff run. We know how Tampa Bay rolls. They don't care whether they play at home, away. As long as they get their ticket to a playoff, they're ready to go. So take Tampa Bay as a bonus. And then, of course, you got to take Alexander Ovechkin. You get 2 points tonight. Take Alex Ovi over 1.5 points tonight. I think he gets a goal, and then he gets an assist if he doesn't get 2. Take him 3 points tonight. I think he has a big night. Ovi grabs his team on his back, and he carries them into the playoffs.
There you go.
Who doesn't want to see? Who doesn't want to see Ovi and Sid the Kid in as the Penguins are trying to make their way into the playoffs as well? So
absolutely, there for Rod Zawacki's bonus. All right, Rod. Have a great night. Let everybody know about your video series. We got the NHL. There's 10 game cards. Still time to check it out with your video series, NHL A to Z.
Yeah, definitely like, subscribe. Go check out those archive videos for tonight. Definitely 5 videos tomorrow. And then even on that 5-game card, guess what? I still found a 3-team parlay. And that one's coming shortly. Definitely some editing issues there. But those are all fixed, so those will be up momentarily as well. So you ever record videos and then you send them up and go back and realize that it all of a sudden it sounds like you're miming? And you got no volume on every video.
Oh, yes. Hit the cough button, sometimes the sound doesn't come back. I got one of my mics, sometimes I hit the cough button, the sound doesn't come back for some reason. Oh, I've had that happen.
And the sound doesn't come back, and then you get a message from your editor guy going, "Hey, none of these have sound." What?
No.
Oh no!
No, that's how it rolls.
So yeah, that's what I did today. So I did double the work today on a shorter card. But hey, those things happen.
Those things happen. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again here on the show on Steak Friday.
Steak Friday tomorrow. Good luck. Let's crush it tonight first and get that cash into our pockets.
Absolutely.
Everybody. See you guys tomorrow.
So Rozbacki here on the drive through. We're recapping in a second, guys. Let's recap the chat pick. It's been all one-sided here. Pelicans, we're going to close the chat pick today. Pelicans, 18. Kings 8, 3 to the over, 1 to the under. The chat pick of the day today is the Pelicans +1. The chat's been on fire 3 straight this week after J-Man called you guys out. Chat pick of the day will be Pelicans by a wide margin here. So now, guys, put in your show pick into the chat, and we'll read it off at the end. Let's get to the recap, then we'll get to my pick. Recapping tonight, Al McMordie on Trailblazers +13 against Warriors. Tony Brown, Penguins laying the $1.60 against the Red Wings. Millz, Kayla Harrison, inside the distance. UFC 300 +115. Rod Zawacki, Capitals +114 against Sabres. Wayne is on the Jazz +11 against the Rockets. I'll be on the Knicks. You can grade me at +3 now. The line has moved up to Celtics -3, so I'll take the Knicks in this one. The one I like the most, boy, it's hard not to stick to that Trailblazers +13. Trailblazers playing a little better defense. DeAndre Ayton has shown me something down the stretch. Remember, no Draymond Green, no Klay Thompson tonight. So we'll look at the Trailblazers here at +13. All right, let's continue here on the drive to, guys. Get your show picks in, and we'll read them off at the end of the day. And, of course, my pick, as I said, will be on the Knicks and Celtics. And, of course, I will be on the Knicks here +1.5, +3. 3 in many places now, so you can grade me in 3. This line's going to move to 3 here very shortly on the screen. Again, there's a lot at stake here for the Knicks. They have a shot here at the 2 seed, and I think they'll play hard for it. Also, too, remember that 2 versus 3 will give them home court advantage in that third round of the playoffs, right? 2 versus 3, third round of the playoffs, you have home court advantage. So that's an important part there. That's like second round of the playoff, right? You're the 2 seed, and if it becomes 2-3, then absolutely you will have home court advantage. So that's definitely an important spot here for this New York Knicks team. Also, too, Celtics have nothing to play for. I could see limited minutes here for Boston heading down the stretch. Remember, this is the front end of a back-to-back for everybody, right? For the teams playing today are going to play tomorrow. So I don't really see why you want to push these guys too much. I could also see a lot of the Celtics sit out tomorrow, but still, again, nothing to play for here for Boston. We'll look here for the team with motivation. That's obviously the Knicks here that will be the play here. Check out Pick Dogs Premium. I got a best bet from the NBA tonight, a late night game. Also have a best bet of a premium pick on the baseball game tonight. So a couple up there still on the board for me right now over at Pick Dogs. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off all my premium pick packages. Also have the long-term passes up there. Your 3, 7, or 30 sports pass and all my premium plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, that's going to do it here. Get your show picks in, guys, and I'll read them off. That'll do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 Eastern. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. They'll let their plays for you in real time. Remember, it always gets started in the morning shows here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time during the week with Mitch, with Chris, and of course Jay in there. Of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools show, roundtable discussions with his professional. Lots of short series as well. We got Al McMordie with his all access for you. Also, we have Millz UFC rundown as well as his prop shop. Wayne boxing video series. Rod Zawacki coming in with his A to Z coverage. Every pick on the board from the NHL as well as a parlay. Ron Romanelli with his MLB breakdown. Jay with his jam session. Every pick on the board from the NBA and many more, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. All right, let's recap the show picks from everybody. Show pick here from Doubles. He likes Detroit, Pittsburgh over 6 goals. Fernando leans under. Who else do we have? Orioles here for Blake. Orioles money line from Blake coming in tonight with his pick. Let's see if we have any other show picks coming in. See Latifa. Shout out to Latifa in the chat today. Show pick here. Wyatt Johnson goal plus 175 from Rod. Chris White Thunder will be start. Puck line lay the goal in half plus 145. Let's see what we have here. Any more show picks from everybody? Rockets 10.5 from Tweezy Hezzy in there with the Rockets laying the points. What else we've got here? Any more? Last call here on the show picks, guys, before we call it a day. Christopher Morales stars Tampa Penguins, his hockey picks there. Let's see what else we've got here, guys. Any more? Looks like that's going to do it. Last call for your show picks before we close it out. We got them all in. All right, we're all in there. That'll do it for the show. Let's bring in our cappers from tonight. Anyway, goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again here.